Ilia Topuria is one of the most feared and respected fighters in the UFC, a warrior who has climbed to the top with unwavering determination. But behind his brutal precision in the octagon and his defiant attitude, there is a much deeper story. From a childhood marked by struggle and perseverance to becoming a global phenomenon, his journey has been full of obstacles, controversies, and moments that defined his destiny. Today, we will explore the price of Ilia Topuria's success, the sacrifices, rivalries, and controversies that have surrounded his meteoric rise. This is not just the story of a champion, but of a man who has fought both inside and outside the octagon to forge his own legacy. From anonymity to glory, the beginnings of a warrior. Before Ilia Topuria became one of the most feared fighters in the UFC, his life was marked by struggle, but not in an octagon. He was born in Germany, but his roots were Georgian, a country with a history of conflicts and resilience. His childhood unfolded between two worlds, without a true sense of belonging. At the age of 6, his family returned to Georgia, a country defined by struggle and resilience, but also by instability. There, Ilia began to forge his character, learning from an early age that nothing in life is given for free. However, his world was shaken when, at the age of 15, his family decided to emigrate again, this time to Spain. They had no luxuries, no comforts, and much less a guarantee of success. Arriving in a new country at that age is never easy. Neither was adapting. He didn't speak the language, he didn't know the culture, and he had no friends. To others, he was the foreigner, the one who spoke strangely, the one who didn't fit in. At school, his accent and background made him an easy target. The teasing was constant, the hurtful comments, the contemptuous looks. No matter how strong he was, the feeling of not belonging anywhere hurt more than any blow. In the school hallways, his last name and his accent made him the target of mockery and rejection. In a new country, with a different language and a tough economic reality, Topuria learned from a young age that in life, only the strong survive. Instead of giving up, he turned that rage into fuel. It was in Spain where he discovered the discipline that would change his destiny: martial arts. His first encounter with combat sports came through Greco-Roman wrestling, a sport that requires a brutal mix of strength, technique, and mental resilience. But he didn't have the resources to train like the others. While other kids used professional gear, he improvised, training with whatever he had available. Every hit taken, every fall, was another lesson on his path. At 15 years old, he found his true passion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and shortly after, in mixed martial arts. His natural talent and work ethic made him stand out quickly. He wasn't afraid to fight against bigger, stronger, or more experienced opponents. In every fight, he proved that he wasn't just fighting for a title. He was fighting for his identity, for his family, and for the life he had always dreamed of having. It was there in Spain, where his life took a decisive turn upon discovering Climent Club, a gym run by brothers Jorge and Agustin Climent, renowned trainers in the world of martial arts. This encounter not only provided him with a place to train, but also a new family and a clear purpose. At Climent Club, Ilia immersed himself in the world of mixed martial arts, MMA, expanding his training beyond the Greco-Roman wrestling he had practiced in Georgia. His dedication and innate talent did not go unnoticed. Despite his youth, he displayed a maturity and work ethic that impressed his trainers and teammates. To support his passion, Ilia balanced his training with jobs as a private security guard and cashier at various stores. These jobs allowed him to finance his training and competitions. demonstrating unwavering determination to achieve his goals. The long-awaited debut. His rise was not immediate. There were no promoters offering him contracts or sponsors funding his career. He had to carve out a path in the European circuit, fighting under tough conditions and accepting any opportunity that came his way. His professional MMA debut came in 2015, participating in local promotions in Spain. From the beginning, Ilia made it clear that he was no ordinary competitor. His aggressive style and technical skill quickly set him apart, racking up victories and gaining recognition on the national scene. With each victory, his name started to resonate. His aggression in the octagon and unwavering confidence made him stand out, catching the attention of the UFC. A standout moment in his early years was when, at just 15 years old, he participated in an amateur fight that had Arnold Schwarzenegger in the audience. This event, though anecdotal, underscores the potential and projection that Ilia had from an early age. His first international fight in cage MMA in 2018 marked the beginning of his recognition beyond Spanish borders, facing new challenges and solidifying his reputation as a formidable fighter. His arrival in the big leagues. When his debut in the most prestigious company in the world finally arrived, many underestimated him. They said he didn't have enough experience, that he wouldn't handle the pressure. But Topuria, as always, proved that limits only exist for those unwilling to break them. On October 10, 2020, on the luminous Yas Island, Abu Dhabi, Ilia Topuria made his long-awaited UFC debut during UFC Fight Island 5. Despite accepting the fight with only 10 days' notice, his determination and hunger for success were palpable. His opponent, Youssef Zalal, was known for his agility and technique, but Topuria was determined to prove that he belonged among the elite of mixed martial arts. From the moment the bell rang, Ilia set the pace. With a mix of controlled aggression and surgical precision, he took the fight to the ground, where his Brazilian jiu-jitsu skills shone brilliantly. Throughout the 3 rounds, Topuria displayed impressive versatility, combining powerful strikes with submission attempts that kept Zalal constantly on the defensive. At the end of the fight, the judges were unanimous. Ilia Topuria had won his UFC debut. This victory not only kept his undefeated record intact, but also sent a clear message to the featherweight division. A new force had arrived. This triumph was just the beginning of a meteoric career. Ilia continued his ascent, facing and defeating renowned opponents, establishing himself as one of the most feared and respected contenders in his division. His UFC debut was the first chapter of a story that continues to inspire fans and fighters alike. A long history of victories. Ilia Topuria, known as El Matador, has forged an impressive career in mixed martial arts, MMA, solidifying himself as a standout figure in the UFC. Ilia Topuria's story in the UFC is not just that of an undefeated fighter, but that of a man who turned every fight into a stepping stone toward greatness. From his arrival in the world's most prestigious MMA organization to becoming a champion, each of his victories has been a battle against the best and proof that his destiny was written with blood, sweat, and sacrifice. With his first victory in the bag, Topuria had a new goal: to prove that he could not only win, but also destroy his opponents. Damon Jackson was his next challenge, an experienced fighter with great endurance and ground skills. But that night, the fight wouldn't go to the ground. Ilia entered like a hungry predator, measured his prey, and in the first round, unleashed a barrage of punches that left Jackson unconscious. Brutal knockout. Crushing victory. Performance of the night bonus. Topuria was no longer just a promising prospect. He was now a real problem for the featherweight division. A major obstacle was Ryan Hall, a jiu-jitsu master and one of the most avoided fighters in the division. His unorthodox style and ability to submit any opponent made him a formidable adversary. But Topuria was not intimidated. With intelligence and patience, he neutralized each of Hall's submission attempts. And when he found the opportunity, he seized it mercilessly. With ferocious ground and pound, he knocked out Hall in the first round. The message was clear. Ilia was not just a dangerous striker, he was also capable of defeating the deadliest grapplers. With every victory, Topuria's confidence grew, but so did the level of his opponents. Bryce Mitchell was an undefeated fighter with an aggressive style and absolute control on the ground. Many believed Mitchell would impose his pace and put an end to Topuria's winning streak. But reality was different. From the start, Ilia dominated in every aspect. In striking, in the clinch, on the ground. No matter where the fight went, Topuria was in control. In the second round, after punishing Mitchell with devastating strikes, Ilia finished the fight with a perfect choke. Forcing Mitchell to tap, his opponent's undefeated record was gone, and with that victory, Topuria proved that he was no longer a promising prospect, but a serious title contender, champion of champions. The most anticipated moment had arrived. The championship belt was on the line. Alexander Volkanovski, a battle-tested warrior, had ruled the division for years and seemed invincible. But Ilia Topuria never believed in legends. From the opening bell, Topuria showed calculated respect but no fear. In the second round, with a perfect combination of speed and power, he landed a right hand that shut Volkanovski's lights out. Knockout. The Volkanovski era was over. The Ilia Topuria era had begun. Becoming a champion is one thing. Keeping the title is another story. And his first title defense couldn't have been against a tougher rival. Max Holloway, a former champion and one of the best strikers in UFC history. The fight was a war. Holloway, with his inhuman durability and relentless volume of strikes, tried to wear Ilia down. But El Matador didn't back down. He stood his ground, countered with precision, and waited for his moment. In the third round, after a fierce exchange, Topuria landed a lethal uppercut that sent Holloway crashing to the canvas. A few more strikes in ground and pound, and the referee stopped the fight. Ilia Topuria remains the champion. And if one thing is clear, it's that Ilia Topuria didn't just come to win. He came to make history. Despite criticism and controversies, Topuria has proven to be a formidable competitor. However, his path to the top has not been without obstacles and disputes that have tested his resolve and determination. Ilia Topuria's life story, from his arrival in Spain to becoming a standout figure in MMA, is a testament to his resilience, passion, and commitment to his dream. Every training session, every fight, and every sacrifice has shaped him into the athlete and person he is today, serving as an inspiration to many who strive to overcome adversity and achieve their goals. In the world of mixed martial arts, where the line between hero and villain is blurred, Ilia Topuria has managed to navigate the turbulent waters of fame and infamy, forging a story that will undoubtedly continue to be told and admired for years to come. This has been, and continues to be, the price of success for Ilia Topuria. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and comment on your favorite Ilia Topuria fight. Subscribe for more stories like this.